Blow me a kiss from across the room. Say I look nice when I'm not. And touch my hair as you pass my chair.
We've been married for 8 wonderful years.
2 years at the end of this month.
21 years.
Married for 8 months.
We've married 9 years.
2 years.
2 years and a bit, yeah. 8 months.
8 months.
Close to 2 years.
Next month, yeah.
Oh, what a day when you're...
It would be nice to just spend some time with other couples and just see what it's all about.
It just sounded like it was going to be a lot of fun.
For me, we needed a break, and Ndidi wanted to do this. And if my life wanted to be smooth and improved, it was best that I came as well.
A whole weekend just to ourselves, away from work, away from children and other commitments. We haven't done that in a very long time.
It's like an MOT for our marriage. We get here and we have a refreshing time. We get to talk about things that we really don't have time to talk about at home.
This is the first year we've had childcare whenever the retreat is going on, so we took advantage of the opportunity.
Oh yeah. It's a yearly investment in our marriage. Like anything, you have to go to where you get nurtured, and right here we do get nurtured.
Whether the day is...
It was our first one, so we came with some preconceived ideas, but it was like completely, it blew everything out of the water.
I was concerned that it was going to be, for me, a little bit too religious of an experience. I assumed, as I told Ndidi, that it's not going to be 10 hours or 12 hours of prayers, is it?
I personally really enjoyed the sessions. I felt like I learned a lot. Ways on how to improve our marriage, how to be better wife team, how to just be better in general.
Everyone should come on this, only because even if you decide not to go to any of the sessions, which I'm not prescribing, it's still a weekend away with your husband, and I think every couple kind of needs that in this day and age.
Whether the day is...
It's just absolutely wonderful in the sense that you get the opportunity to learn things to improve your marriage.
You can't do it on your own. You're here with like-minded people, Christians, and then you're getting taught how to, grow your marriage, grow your relationship, with Christ as the center.
Gosh, I think it would be hard pressed to find a woman who doesn't want to come.
The opportunity to just leave the kids behind and go away with their hobby is selling it enough.
It's such a fun time with other couples, and even if you don't want to hang out with other couples, hang out with yourselves, get to know each other again, get to date each other again, remind yourselves why you fell in love with each other, why you chose to take this step with this person.
It will refresh your marriage. It will just make you just be really grateful for the person God has given you.
It's always good to invest in your marriage. There are some things that you neglect, you learn from this experience.
It's restoration of what God initially intended for our marriage, which has veered off into its own direction because of the demands of life.
In my experience, any man who comes will have a great time.
What you will take away from here will leave you in good stead for the rest of your marriage.
If you want to remain married, make sure you come. Seriously.
Exceeded my expectations, I would say. I really love having the opportunity to talk about relationships anyway, and it's always helpful to have, sometimes the pastor say things that you want to say as a woman. You're like, yes, tell him. But for me, it's always that, but it's just kind of being able to forge new relationships, which I think will be helpful for us in the long run.
It dawned on me that it's something that was very, very important for us in terms of connecting as a couple, understanding each other, and a lot of questions we have. We found out that everyone else has them as well.
You're dealing with life daily. You're just kind of coasting. I think we're all guilty of that. You forget things. So this, reminded us of so many things.
I don't know how to explain, but it was just a beautiful experience for me.
There are some church experiences, if they've had some history in church, that aren't really well organized or professionally delivered. And one of the things that struck me is that this has been superbly well delivered.
I came with no expectation. I just want to come just to see what it's all about. But it's been a fantastic time we had here.
You think you know what you're going to get when you're coming, but every year is different.
The men only session where the men can really like talk about like men things and really, you know, see where they're at.
There are a lot of things that you know, but then hearing someone else put it into perspective, it makes it more real.
The teachings were motivating, challenging, and practical.
Just spending time with my girlfriend, my wifey. There's no distractions, no kids.
Yeah.
You know, you can turn your phone off and just really like spend time with that person.
The church service, the sermon, I thought was just quite apt for us personally. And the anointing, I thought that was good inclusion in all the activities, the fun and everything. You know, it's good to bring the seriousness back into it as well.
Pastor Badger's sermon was on fire. You know, it just hit all the right spots. At one point I had to, you know, clean.
When he was talking about, you know, allowing God to build your marriage, you know, I think that's one thing I take personally, because I've been trying my best to build my marriage, but I've seen that, you know, God can do a better work.
Unless the Lord builds a house, the laborers that build it in vain.
One thing I really like that you guys do is the little touches that you leave in our room. I'm a sucker for personalization. So you had me once I saw like the bottle.
They had
They had me sold for the event, and I saw the bottles.
They had you.
As we come to a weekend like this, it sort of realigns what your purpose and who you are as a man, what your role is as a man and a woman.
One thing feeds into another, I think. So all the lessons, all the sessions with Pastor Doug, Pastor Badge, Auntie Chisel, Kemi and Bode, they've been so insightful.
The 3Ps. Aspire.
Practice.
And persevere.
So I think the men only portion has been superb and fantastic and was instructive and insightful, but also the general networking and socializing with other couples has been really, really nice as well.
God has an intent, he has a purpose, and anointing it was like sealing God's plan over us. That really moved me, and I think it broke a lot of the staleness, you know, that has settled over our marriage. It was like a refreshing for me, a rebirth.
Being able to forge new relationships, I think, has been really helpful, and also just the messages in the sermons has just been really enlightening for me personally, and just really just changing your perspective on some areas, I guess, that just need reworking over.
There's such a wide spectrum of men, say from people from like 22 to 70. You can really like kind of plot out your course, and there's certain things that happen to you as a man as you grow, and how you think, and you know how you raise and you cultivate your family. It's priceless.